Dana Holgorsen, shifting gears here, was in Lincoln last week. We can confirm that. I've got a pretty good read from multiple sources so when the people have even talked to him and seen him in town. The question is, what was Dana Holgorsen in town for? What is Dana Holgorsen looking to do? The former Houston, West Virginia head coach, who's an offensive mastermind throughout college football. Is he being looked at or talking to Matt Rule about a staff job, a play calling job, or maybe an analyst role? And nobody really has an answer on that right now, Steve Sipple.
No, I think it's either an analyst or a big job. I don't think it's a quarterback's coach only. I don't know if he'd do that. I think it's
do like co-coordinators.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they.
Well, Satterfield is parked into such a big contract.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Like he's got 2 more years of the biggest, before Tony White's raise, the biggest assistant coach contract in school history.
Here's what I know about Holgorsen. Before he became a head coach, he was an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, and a really good one. I mean, all you got to do is look back at the numbers he put up as an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. That's what gets your attention. So, I mean, I don't know what Rule's planning. Maybe he doesn't even know what he's planning. It could be an analyst. He's
getting paid by Houston.
There's high profile analysts all over the
place. Well, and what we don't know are what analysts going to be able to be on the field coaching. That has not passed yet. And there was a thought it was going to pass a year ago, didn't pass. And so right now, analysts technically aren't allowed to coach. Technically.
Yeah. Holgorsen's resume is incredible. Now, the head coach thing, he was 20 games over as a head coach at West Virginia, really good. Now, Houston, it fizzled out. But I'm looking previous to that because that's the role we're talking about here, perhaps. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks. He had a long line of good quarterback play and good receiver play, by the way. Just good offensive play in general.
And then Doug Thomas is the other name that you hear mentioned, the Pittsburgh Steelers assistant coach.
Mentioned.
As a guy to watch. And this NFL season's over. So we'll kind of see where this all goes. Nobody has technically been relieved of duties in the coaching staff, and that's usually the norm. You try if someone is going to get let go, you give them notice and you tell them, hey, find a job essentially, and then move on your own terms versus us having to push you out. So
it's amazing. It's amazing that we're sitting here talking about Dana Holgorsen joining the staff. Perhaps think about it.
Maybe an analyst.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Well, they do that though. I mean, all those guys go to Alabama for instance.
But Nebraska hasn't done that.
No.
Not to this extent.
But
they've had good analysts.
You get Bill Raiola here. There's a lot of people that
things change a little bit. Yeah,
there's a little bit more material. Do you think if it was just Chubba Purdy and Heinrich Harburg and Jeff Sims coming back,
no way,
Dana Holgorsen would have been at the wrestling meet on Saturday?
No.
Absolutely not.
So I mean, I'm still a little, I guess, stunned.
I mean, like the co-coordinator thing, I think would make sense.
It would,
because then, I mean, it's even if it's just a superficial title, at least like you're keeping a coordinator tab on Satterfield while also allowing Holgorsen to come in and take on a significant role. He can be the quarterback's coach, and then you have Satterfield 2 tight ends, you know, and just divvy out that responsibility, and then move Josh Martin back to an analyst role.
And you do that old trusty thing where you can slap a associate head coach title on Satterfield.
Yeah, I mean, like, who cares what those titles
are?
You
don't have to pay a Holgorsen, though. Like, he's going to get paid his salary from Houston, so you can do this creatively.
If you want him to call plays during games, then you have to pay him.
Well, you have to pay him the market value. You have to make him essentially the lowest paid coordinator, like market value coordinator pay. You can't just pay him $30,000 to be the OC.
Because Houston owes him a lot of money.
Yeah, whatever his terms are and pay from there. It's, there's a mitigated deal, so you don't have to pay him $1 million. Like, you can probably get away with paying him $500,000.
This is if this happens, which it looks like it could. It's really aggressive on Rule's part. I mean, it's a real aggressive move.
Quite a shift from body blows.
Yep.
As far as the offense they ran last year.
Yeah.
These are haymakers.
Yeah. Well, I think what Sean's talking about is this was an air raid. Holgorsen was an air raid.
The style of offense.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what Holgorsen was doing at Houston as the head coach. I don't know what they were running. I think they incorporate the run. But again, I would say this. Rule will determine the offense, I would think. And he does want to run it and use play action. I don't think Nebraska's equipped to go to an air raid. Am I wrong?
No.
I don't think they're equipped to do that.
I don't know if you want to run air raid in the Big Ten.
Right. I don't think he wants to do that.